Yeah, week 14 on the way. Patriots #1. That's enough of that.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe it's December 8th and the Patriots are like first in the AFC. I just don't want to believe it. I refuse to believe it. Stop.
No one wants to believe it.
Let's not act like this is something you haven't seen your whole life now. This is
that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. That's why we hate it. It was just like, oh man, hey, look, the Patriots are looking pretty good. Huh?
This guy does not get it. Like,
I do get it.
You get what?
Brady leaves and you guys still can.
All right, so the Bills lost.
It's a Jets. What do you expect?
So, Iestyn, you're the only one that's actually still allowed to talk.
Oh,
let's talk about Monday night.
So essentially, what happened was, in those conditions, the game, both offenses were limited in what they can do, and Josh Allen made some great throws and threw 45, 55 mile an hour winds, but frankly, this Bills offense wasn't built to run, and it wasn't built to stop the run. This team was built to beat teams like Kansas City, teams that have been typically in the playoffs, but the entire league apparently turned on its head, and teams succeeding in ways they shouldn't and teams failing in ways they shouldn't. It's all gone to pieces. The Patriots did a great job controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the game. And when the Buffalo Bills did finally get to do what they usually do near the end of the game, they were passing very well, moving the ball with consistency. Ultimately, they stalled out in the red zone, but it was their own fault.
Came in fourth quarter too.
Yeah. It's frustrating. After 20 years of the Patriots dominating the NFL, you get really tired of seeing them on top. You get that 1 year where it's like, oh, good, the Patriots are now not the best team in the NFL. They weren't terrible. The 2020 Patriots were not terrible. They were fine, good enough to win games, not good enough to really compete. And you kind of want that for them. It's a lot of people who have never experienced failure, and it's I think that it's something that they should have to go through as fans, because it's only fair, right? Like, the rest of us have been through it. We all know what hard times look like. And it's just frustrating knowing that they don't. And it's going to be a very weird time when the day eventually does come. But that day is not today. Patriots #1 seed in the AFC. And I think I'm allowed to just hate it. I'm allowed to, I don't have to sit here and be like, okay, well, here's some reasonable analysis. I can sit here and go, this sucks. I don't like it. The Patriots shouldn't be at the top of the league because it makes me sad. And I'm just not having it. I'm not thrilled. And that's about my grand summary. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Bryce, do you feel the same way?
I don't at all. I thought I like Iestyn because he's positive no matter what the outcome is, no matter how bad we get destroyed. But we knew what was coming. We stacked the box, put 8 guys there, whatever, the entire game, and they still ran for 222 yards, dominated the line of scrimmage, and dominated the game. We had 2 chances in a row in the fourth quarter inside the 10-yard line, and we came away with 0 points. Dawson Knox's drops didn't help. He had 3 big drops, 1 in the end zone, 1 to start, 1 on the first drive, and 1 towards the second or third quarter. Diggs' drop didn't help us. Then Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders had big drops too. I was told start with Tulele and Spencer Brown coming back would improve both lines. It didn't help the run game, and it didn't help Josh Allen and the offense.
Yeah, Tulele only saw about half the snaps. He wasn't even on the field for half the game.
We had too many missed tackles too. I counted on that Brandon Bolden first down run. Was it third quarter or so?
Yeah.
3 missed tackles.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
I mean,
Discuss
this team. All right, go ahead.
No, it's fine. It'll be worth it. You can finish.
This team was. I forget if Iestyn mentioned this, but this team was built to stop the Chiefs and only the Chiefs, and it's probably because we figured we would see them twice and once in the playoffs.
Mhm.
And at this rate, we aren't going to see them, and that did nothing to help us in the regular season.
Mhm.
We focused too much on pass rush and not enough elsewhere, and we're letting the rest of the team just suffer because of it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's what you see in a lot of really good teams. You know, they kill themselves by overcommitting to certain areas that they think should be the highest priority, and letting other important areas run. It's almost always the trenches that kill them. So yeah, we need to block up the middle of that defensive line. You know, we need some nice big body DTs to fill out the space, and we need some interior offensive linemen. You know, I mean, Mitch
At least
Morse has
two
been
guards.
all right, but you know, I think that Mitch Morse could use an upgrade, but I think that he's solid enough as a center, and he's got good rapport with Josh.
He's okay for right now, for at
The
least
guards, yeah, he's
at
not the
least
biggest.
one more year.
Yeah, he's not the biggest need on that offensive line, and you know, we have other things I've done as far as. But I know it's concerning, and it's concerning and
cornerback
frustrating.
depth sucks.
Yes, that's true. But our Trey White going down has massively hampered our expectations for the season. Just because of how significant a role he plays in our defense. He's one of the very few guys in the NFL who's out there taking 100% of the snaps every single weekend. And now he's taking 0% of the snaps, and it's a lot of room to fill from young, unproven guys who haven't taken a ton of snaps in the NFL.
One more thing before Steven changes the subject.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just look so depressed. This is amazing.
The Patriots did something that not even Colts, Titans, Steelers, nobody did to us any other game this year. They just broke us mentally. You could see it in post-game pressers. Could see it on the field. Can see it on the sideline. It's just bad.
Yeah, like you guys.
Yeah, it's when you had expectations like ours going into this season, you expect to be, you know, coming out one of the best teams in the NFL. And admittedly, there have been a lot of weeks where we've looked like that. But the weeks where we haven't have really hurt us. And I guess this was sort of this game could have been the turning point for us. You know, we could have said, hey, you know, that was a close game in bad conditions, but we've beaten the Patriots. We have a good hold on the division. And, you know, we could prepare for Tampa Bay this week. Instead, now you're sitting here going, you know, wow, the Patriots now, you know, 1.5 games clear at the top of the division, and they have the head-to-head tiebreaker over us for now. And, you know, the odds of winning the division have just become a lot harder, and you don't want to be sitting in a wild card spot having to spend the entire playoffs on the road because it makes any potential chance at a championship that much harder.
I do want to get the PodThot's thoughts on last night's game. It doesn't matter what you think. All right, let's talk about week 14.
Wow.
It's a little cold. It's a little cold.
I mean, what are you going to do?
That hurts.
Just watching him fade away into the background there.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, kind of like the Bills Super Bowl chances.
We didn't even do that to you.
Didn't we dominate them 41-20?
Okay, I mean, wasn't he? Did they get 20 points?
In the toilet.
They were lucky to get 20 points if they did.
You guys hear this?
It was 43-21. Yeah, that's it.
I can hear it.
I'm going to play that on Sunday.
I can hear it.
That was great. It's the episode when SpongeBob drops the toilet or the Krabby Patty into the toilet for the health inspector.
Mm.
Mr. Krabs is like, well, fish it out, enjoy it with me Jim Sulk. But when Bryce said Dawson Knox dropped it, that made me think of that. And I couldn't find like that clip, but I can only find that music video. Sunday, I'm also looking forward to, because you know that that meme of the guy, and it's like all the math problems in front of him, and he's like got this dazed look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start getting into that with all the playoff implications and whatnot.
We are. There for the first week in the season this year. There are playoff clinching scenarios available.
Yeah, what is it, like Arizona, Tampa, and Green Bay, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I saw it. I saw it earlier. I didn't really like read into it, but I definitely saw that.
Yeah, Arizona, Green Bay, and Tampa. They're the only 3 teams that can clinch a playoff spot.
Let me see. Let me find it. I saw it. Somebody fill time while I look for it. Let me see.
Find it on Dove Kleiman's Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you did that, Deontay. So Deontay, what are you looking for in Week 14?
What am I looking for? Can I get biased for a second?
Yeah, sure.
It's Dallas week. That's
Dallas
what I'm
week.
looking for.
We're gonna lose by 13 this month.
It's Dallas week. But no, what am I looking for? Let's see. What's going on this week? I wanted to see, because I know they've kind of struggled recently. I know they played Atlanta, so once you play Atlanta, your struggles are no longer happening. I kind of want to see what Tampa's going to do this week, because obviously we just said they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot. I want to know what they look like. I really, really want to see, can Buffalo bounce back and do something, honestly, because after what we just saw, I just want to know if this just like broke them. Because you remember how Pittsburgh, after last year when they lost 3 in a row, they just looked completely broken. I wonder if this happened to Buffalo. I was really high on them, so I just want to see, can they bounce back and do something.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough week to immediately draw Tampa Bay coming off of that, you know?
Yeah. I want to see what the Rams can do too, because they've lost 3 in a row, right?
Oh, they lost 3 in a row. They just got one back on
they
Jacksonville
won.
this week.
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was automatic win. Yeah. So that was, I guess.
So you say that.
Some teams. Some teams.
Some teams beat Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how the Bills finally broke their 20-year playoff drought and you lose to Blake Bortles? Sorry. But seriously,
Okay.
What? Say it.
You see?
See, we didn't lose to Blake Bortles. We lost to Saxonville. We lost to that legendary defensive line, and also
that was only good for 1 year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it had to be 2017 too.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Blake and the entire Jaguars team.
Oh yeah, say it. This one time.
All right, fine. Yes, in 2017, the Buffalo Bills broke their 18-year, not 20, 18-year playoff drought. And then they went to the playoffs, and they only scored 3 points against the legendary Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nice.
One of these days,
You're welcome.
One of these days, this man's going to be like, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we're going to be like, what?
I'm like, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. That's how Americans sound, definitely.
America's number one. I lied.
Yeah.
Honestly, another thing I'm really looking forward to, I understood it because it literally almost worked. Can Baltimore finally step up and just be competent? Because it's like they've struggled recently on offense. I just want to know, can
this
they
is weak to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
against
like
bag.
About what?
Something.
No,
At Browns team.
Just a bad Browns defense.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
coming off
yeah.
You're playing against an inconsistent Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
They got no offensive line or D line.
Yeah, they just shredded. Yeah, it's crazy how they just fell apart in the trenches.
Yeah. So Dallas, Tampa / Buffalo, and Baltimore. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
It's looking for a 6th of the league.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm really looking forward to Rams Cardinals. I still believe in the Rams. I think they've got issues, But like every team in the NFL has issues right now, and if any team is going to beat this fully healthy, ready to go, well rested now Arizona Cardinals team, it's going to be the Rams.
No, it ain't.
You know, maybe Jacksonville was that get right game. You know, maybe they did just need that little tune up. You know, and now I'm excited. I'm excited to see them play the Cardinals. I think it's going to be a really good game on Monday Night Football, unlike what we just saw, because the Rams and Cardinals both have really nice weather. Fun times for passing offenses. One of them has a dome. Do the Cardinals have a dome?
Yeah.
University of Phoenix. Are they still in University of Phoenix Stadium?
What was it? State Farm? Wasn't University of Phoenix a scam?
No, it's pretty legit. But I just think they changed the name because money.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Wait. Question:
Lakers?
Who has more stadium name changes in the last 15 years? The Cardinals or the Bills?
Probably the Bills, actually. But it's mostly just because New Era was like a bad company.
Bankrupt.
The thing is, they didn't go
went bankrupt, yeah.
They declared bankruptcy, but they were nowhere near bankrupt. They just wanted to shed all their employees at the beginning of a pandemic without having to pay them any severance or benefits. Which is why they took the name off the stadium, because that's a Buffalo company who just killed all its Buffalo employees right at the beginning of a pandemic. And so they named the stadium Bills Stadium for 1 year because they couldn't find a name.
Until they found Highmark Stadium.
And they found Highmark, yes, because, you know, insurance companies are just great, aren't they?
As we just mentioned, State Farm Stadium.
Yeah, there's just there's nothing like being named after a bank or an insurance company because, you know, I guess they've got the money to throw around, but it's not their money.
Denver Broncos also a dark horse in this, no pun intended. They were like Mile High, and then they went to Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium, and then Sports Authority went under, and then they changed it to something else, and then like they bought themselves out, and now I think it's just Mile High again. It's probably going to be like Weed Maps Field at Mile High Stadium any day now.
Gary Payne's cookies at Mile High Stadium. I like the sound of that.
But to be fair, Gary Payne's got good stuff.
I've heard.
Canada, baby.
So
Bryce, you got a game for us?
Yeah, I want to see if the Seahawks can improve against a bad Texans team. See if Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf can finally start getting a rhythm. Because we saw how bad they were against Washington. Only 2 targets for DK Metcalf.
Yep. That legendary Washington secondary.
Yeah.
This will sound dumb.
Just dominates everybody.
Evidently.
But DK dyed his hair a couple weeks ago while Russ was hurt. I really don't think he knows that it's him. That's the only explanation I have.
He's like, nah, that dude's hair is pink. It's supposed to be green. That's not DK. Must be some other guy.
There's no way you just don't throw to DK Metcalf.
I mean, there is. It's because you're on your back.
Yeah, and I'm putting an article out about this tomorrow. They've done a terrible job building around Russell Wilson. They haven't given him an offensive line in probably years since that Super Bowl.
Yep.
They don't have
that line was geared for run blocking at the time too. Like it wasn't a great pass blocking line. Great for run blocking, and they had such a consistent running game. The defenses always had to give respect to it. Now they don't. They
were only running that game for that period of time too.
Yeah,
and didn't they trade Max Unger for the tight end and
Jimmy Graham?
Jimmy Graham,
and he ended up like breaking his leg in like 6 games into the year.
Yeah, and now he's on his 3rd different team since then.
The man, I gotta tell you, the man is an expert. They paid now.
Oh yeah, showing up every few weeks, scoring random touchdowns.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this: what are the chances the Seahawks sneak into the playoffs, and what are the chances that Pete Carroll is gone after this year?
I think that
I was going to say 1 is 0 and 1 is 100. I'll let you guys figure out which is which. It's pretty obvious.
I mean, I think that, but just because of the state of the NFC right now, then yeah, Seattle probably could make the playoffs at 9-8. There is going to be at least one
Just
team
like
in the NFC
Washington
this
did
year.
at 7 wins.
Yeah, I mean,
We won the
team in the
division. That's
NFC
different.
is making it with 9. A team in the NFC is making it with 9. A team in the AFC is losing out with 10. That just feels like how it's going to go. But it's going to happen because, I mean, last year we saw, the Dolphins missed out even with the inclusion of the extra playoff spot with 10 wins. And, we know why. But it was it was a huge surprise because typically 10 wins, you make the playoffs, right? But a team in the NFC is going to make the playoffs with 9 wins this year. It might be Seattle. I think it's much more realistically.
What do they have? 4 wins right now?
4 and 8. They need to win out. It's unlikely.
Yeah,
But-
they aren't winning out.
No.
So
I don't know
they're
how many
currently
seasons they have.
so yeah, so
They
they're
got-
currently 4 and 8. They have Houston, LA, Rams,
dear.
Loss.
Chicago, Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hottest team
Arizona.
in the NFL.
Okay, so they've got 2 divisional games, and the rest of them would be considered cakewalks for good teams.
They're losing both divisional games.
I would say so, just because of how tough those teams are right now. I mean, LA and Arizona are both top tier playoff contenders.
I mean, LA has too many weapons for Seattle to stop. They have no secondary. They have no pass rush, so they're going to be throwing the ball constantly.
Yeah, and you're not going to. They just won't outscore them.
Detroit is white hot.
Yeah, Detroit should have 4 wins this season. I'm just glad they got 1.
Hey, but that's the only one that we need in the Motor City. We can't be like Deontay and have a bunch of 500 teams. We don't like that. We like wins that are meaningful.
Wow.
Yeah,
The Knicks are below 500. The Jets are below 500. I'm pretty sure the Islanders,
Deontay's going to get muted again.
whoever the hell you cheer for is below 500. So in hockey,
Wait, who do you cheer for in hockey, Steven? Is it the Rangers?
No, can't stand the Rangers.
Oh, don't tell Jacob.
he
knows.
Did you not interview a Rangers guy?
Oh, ugh.
He's the
Well,
Knicks,
I mean,
dude.
like,
Wait. So
Yeah, he interviewed the Knicks, dude.
Bryce.
So you're an Islanders fan?
you got ears, man? Perma-mute. All right. What else is there in week 14?
Week 14. Well, we also have just a thrilling Sunday night game of Bears-Packers.
Oh, fantastic.
It's so annoying how that game, like, we can flex out anything after week 4, but that game just can't be.
No, here's the
It's
thing:
like
is that
sacrilege.
they were going to flex out Bills Bucks, but CBS you get to protect one game. CBS and Fox each get to protect one game each week from the other's flex, and Fox has Sunday night on week 14. CBS has the Bills Buccaneers game, and they're not going to let them flex that. And who else would you flex over Bears Packers right now? Maybe 49ers Bengals.
Raiders Chiefs.
The Chiefs were just, and you can only be like 6 times.
So don't.
No, they probably wouldn't. They wouldn't flex a 1 p.m. slot. They'd flex a 4
Then
p.m.
Niners Bengals then.
Yeah, I would say Niners Bengals, but I don't know if they even they might just. I think Fox might own both games and just want to keep it the way it is.
So don't sleep. I might be biased. We all know I'm biased here. I feel like if they didn't have to do that same matchup 2 weeks later, they would have did the Washington Dallas one. If they weren't doing it 2 weeks later,
That's fair. I do think that divisional matchups like that near the end of the season, especially, are so important. And Washington are second in their division. They do currently sit in a playoff spot in the NFC
Not for long.
at 6-6. Thing is, so there are 7 playoff spots, every division leader. So Cowboys, Cardinals, Packers, and Bucks. There's one competent wild card team right now, and that's the Rams. The
There
rest
could
of them,
be 3 coming out of the NFC West.
Washington. I would say so. Washington and San Francisco are the other 2 wildcard teams right now, and they're both 6-6. Meanwhile, over in the AFC, you got 4 division leaders, and then the remaining teams are 7-6, 7-5, 7-5, 7-5. I mean, one of those teams is already sitting outside of a playoff spot right now. Meanwhile, you got 2 teams at 6-6 in the NFC. I mean, the cream of the crop in the NFC is probably the best teams in the NFL right now, but they don't have nearly the depth of the AFC.
I keep talking about how inconsistent all the top teams are in the AFC, but this is still better
Except for New England.
conference. Yeah, this is still a better conference than NFC.
Yeah, I would say so. And it's much more entertaining.
Because after the division leaders, you really don't know who's going to make it. And there's probably not a lot of good teams who's going to make it in the NFC.
Yeah, there's one wild card team that's going to be good, and it'll be either the Cardinals or Rams, depending on how the end of the season goes. And honestly, it's probably going to be the Rams.
Yeah.
Although I'd say the Rams are probably better than the Cowboys right now.
Yeah. Yes.
And they can go toe-to-toe. Them and the Bucs go toe-to-toe. If they can beat the Cardinals this weekend, then I would put them right back up there as one of the best teams in the NFC. They had a slump, but if they fix it, then they fix it.
We all know how the Cardinals operate. It's, just another day in the desert. Or Los Angeles. I don't actually know where the game is.
The game is...
You don't got to worry about that
in
when
the
you're
desert.
part of the Red Sea. Like, the Cardinals can't lose on the road. And you know that we're going to defend State Farm or University of Phoenix or whatever Phoenix startup had enough money to name an NFL stadium.
You lost to Cam Newton. Relax.
That's different. That was like destiny,
You lost to Cam Newton and PJ Walker. Let's relax.
But
Hey,
PJ Walker
didn't get in the game.
There's no shame in losing to PJ Walker. He's an XFL legend.
All right.
Sure.
Let's play a little Survivor here of the wild card teams and fringe wild card teams. You can pick NFC or AFC. What team after week 14 will be voted off the island? That is the playoffs.
Oh, a team that loses their playoff standing?
No, like that we can just be like, no, they're done.
Okay. I'd say the Raiders.
Oh, I was going with them too.
Yeah, I just feel like they're in a really poor position all of a sudden. They're still a good team. I would say they're one of the better teams in the NFL, top half, quite comfortably. But it's tough to say that they're going to make the playoffs when they've got the Chargers and Chiefs sharing a division with them. They're going up against the Chiefs, who are apparently back. I still have many, many concerns about the Chiefs. But I'd say quite comfortably that they're going to lose that one right now, the way both of these teams have looked the past couple of weeks. It's hard to come back from 6-7 off a 2-game losing streak, third place, maybe fourth in their division. No, that would put them at fourth because the Broncos are on a bye. Last in your division, 6-7, 2-game losing streak, going the wrong direction. Meanwhile, you're in a very, very tight playoff race. I would say the Raiders could probably miss out.
Yeah, I might have to go Pittsburgh here. They haven't been playing. They haven't been playing that great of football lately, and coming up, they have the Titans, Chiefs, Cleveland, and Baltimore. That's 2 divisional games. Then you got 2 of the top AFC teams with the Chiefs and Titans. And Ben Roethlisberger hasn't been playing great football at all.
No.
So all you really got to match up with is Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris.
And
that asshole.
I don't know. I really just think it's Najee Harris. And honestly, Najee Harris has been inconsistent this year too.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, his highs are high, but his lows are low.
All right, Steven, your turn. All right. It's tough, but after week 14, the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl chances are done. No, I don't really think that. I just wanted to get a reaction.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you think...
I need a picture of that reaction, Iestyn.
Yeah, make
Steven, after this is over, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can meme that up for the group chat.
Principals called me back to the office. I got to stay late. But, if they do lose this week, and then, obviously next week, because then I'll be going on to week 16, then there's definitely cause for concern.
I don't see us losing in week 15.
Now, if we
Weeks.
do lose those 2 games in a row, we'll fall to 3rd place with Miami.
Yeah.
Who started off 1-7, right? We hate to see it.
Hey, you don't see us making fun of Riverboat Ron doing a pretty bang-up job and Taylor Heineke being more like Taylor Heineken because we're all drinking him up.
No, we do love
They just
Heineke, I
signed
think.
Ryan Fitzpatrick $10 million to
Break
ride.
his hip like an old-ass man.
Yes.
To be fair, he is an old-ass man. Like, give him his credit. He came
I
in
mean,
there
who
was
was
like,
paying Fitzpatrick $10 million anyway?
that's true.
Only-
That was a mistake. I thought they were going to scoop him for like
Only
2-3
Ron
million.
Rivera would.
They just showed Jennifer
it's a
Lopez
one-year
and Ben
deal.
Affleck.
Yeah.
They just showed
1 year's $10 million. Like, that $10 million could be spent on a better quarterback, maybe.
or like fixing FedEx Field maybe, but they just
Yeah,
showed
or
Jennifer
getting a new name.
Lopez and Ben Affleck at the Lakers game. And like Jennifer Lopez's hair just went like
You came
so
in
deep
Buffalo,
into
I'll
Ben
come back
Affleck's
at you.
mouth. It
What'd you
was
say?
pretty gross.
I said you started it. I'll come back at you.
I didn't say anything, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
said
sorry.
who started off 1-7.
Yeah, but did they not start off 1-7?
Yeah, and
That was-
that was a backhand slap at Buffalo.
No, that's it's a compliment to Miami. They started off 1-7, and you're right back in it.
This ball dude's calling out Buffalo for no reason at all.
I'm not. I never mentioned Buffalo. I didn't mention. I just talked about Miami starting off 1-7.
Actually,
That's
Miami
just
do
offensive.
look better than expected. They're on a kind of a tear. I'm not really concerned about them as in terms of making the playoffs this year, but they've just like set themselves up for a weird off season again. I mean, last year they did like nothing in the off season and they were worse all year, and now they're looking better again.
Who's that? Washington or Miami?
Miami.
Yeah, it's
I mean, they
like,
got second longest win streak in the NFL right now, 5 games straight. They are
The Patriots. Sorry.
yeah, it's like the Tom Thibodeau hair of
Only in the
NFL
NFC
teams.
East can you win the division with 7 games.
You know, it's like you got enough hair on the sides and maybe you want to keep it, but then you're like, oh, maybe should I just go full bald?
At least we.
never
At
go
least,
full bald.
hey, at least we winning divisions around here, Bryce.
No, we did last year.
For the first time since when? The Renaissance.
When was your last? The time you screwed up RG3's
2015?
knee?
No, yeah, that Kirk Cousins
2015.
year.
Yeah, when they screwed up RG3's knee, and now he's writing a book about it.
Nah, that was 2012.
Oh.
We got 3.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I mean, still a dysfunctional
Oh.
franchise, nonetheless.
I'll mute myself.
Well, I know what the top 2 are going to say. So, Deontay, what's your game of the week?
What's my game of the week?
Mine wasn't even Buffalo, so don't worry about that.
Mine was.
It was.
It was a week ago.
Good luck with that. Let me see. Let me look at some of my games.
Oh, yeah, because we've never recycled topics on here.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, so since no one else is ready, I'll go with mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with the Rams and Cardinals here. Monday Night Football, huge divisional matchup with a lot of playoff implications. Can, the Rams and OBJ and everyone finally catch up to speed?
No.
Or is this just another one before their bye where they just can't gel together at all?
I think that's reasonable. I think that that's an incredibly high stakes game right there because that's the game that the Rams need to win it if they want to shot for the division. But I think I'm going to go a slightly different direction here, and I'm going to pick 49ers Bengals. Neither of these.
I was going to kill you if you pick my game. I swear I was going to kill you if you pick my game.
Neither
There's
one of
only,
these teams
two
has
good
been
games
consistent. Yeah, neither one of these teams has been consistent. They've both had their ups and downs, but they're both desperately in need of a win to stay in their current playoff spots. I think that it's could be super. It's going to be super disappointing for one of these teams at the end of the day, and the other team is going to be thrilled because they're both sort of poor matchups for each other. And I think that there's nothing better than watching two teams designed to beat one another go head to head with the potential playoff spot on the line.
Yeah, Deontay's going to choose Washington, Dallas. I know it already.
And I was picking Jaguars Titans.
Yes, because we get to see whoever the hell the Titans are cycling back that running. Did you know Derrick Henry's still third in the league in rushing?
Well, yeah, when you get 83 touches a game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but still, that's crazy.
No, it is. It's insane.
You're crazy.
Shut up, Steven. No, honestly, I have to. I mean, think about it. If Washington wins this game, then they're one game out of the lead for the NFC East, and then they literally play Dallas 2 weeks later. So, and with their final 5 games are all divisional matchups. So, yeah, this is a huge game. I don't know how this isn't the obvious pick. It is
because we ain't Washington fans.
It's the first leg in a 6 straight game losing streak up ahead.
There's only 5 games left, you asshole.
They'll still lose.
He expects them to make the playoffs, but with that record.
At least we can beat Brady.
Last year they would have won the division with that record.
Probably. Like I said,
I mean, hey, they still did win the division last year, so.
When was the last time the Jets won the AFC East?
Like 90s.
Joe Namath days?
Probably since then.
I was going to give him Vinny Testaverde. That might be generous.
Back in the AFL days.
I have no idea when the last time.
Oh, back when they were the New York Titans? Right up till 1963. I'm well versed in the AFL at this point.
Yeah.
Also, Derrick Henry is eligible to come back starting this week.
He's not coming back.
Darn.
Right?
I had a really good comeback for what Iestyn said about being well versed in the AFL. Because I was going to say they just showed Super Bowl 3 in Canada last week.
2002, the last time the Jets won a title.
Hey.
2002. They went 9-7
since I was born.
97.
Wait, was that the year Brady got hurt? Or was that the year Brady sucked?
No, that was I think that was the year Brady sucked because New England went 9-7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no.
Wow. The Jets, Pats, and Dolphins all went 9-7.
You guys won the 3-way tiebreaker for the division.
And Buffalo still went 8-8.
Hang on. So
How did they play 24 games?
Yeah, we went 8-8. Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, Buffalo still went 8-8.
You said it again.
8-8.
8-8.
8-8.
You said 8-8.
It's not 8-8
twice.
and 8.
I said 8-8.
No, you said
you still went
8 twice.
8-8.
Jesus Christ, Steven,
We all heard 8-8.
In a 24-game season, they tied 8 times.
Yeah, the Buffalo Soccer Club.
Wrap this nonsense up. You pissed me off.
We only have a minute left, so now because of Deontay, we're going to sit here in silence for the last 50 seconds.
Pay respects to whatever happened in the NFL this last week.
Last time
Pay respects to Washington.
93.
No names.
93.
All right, Bryce.
93. Wait, what happened in 93?
Wasn't that the lockout?
No, that was the last time before last year the Bills won a title.
All right, Bryce, you have 20 seconds to just say something about the NFL. You're already down to 15.
Get on it, Bryce, man. Come on, give us something good.
Patriots suck. I hate Mac Jones.
He threw the ball 3 times and you still lost. That's embarrassing. Sorry.
Bill Belichick can go die in a hole. There you go.
Yay!
Wow.
That's how I wanted this to end.
He really meant it too, folks. Sportswave.net, Sportswave Official on Instagram. Watch this on YouTube. We'll see you Sunday.